Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
To me, Irish people are the funniest in the world. They just are.
Oh, this looks amazing.
I just love any food that comes with its own home.
Everyone's a comedian.
Anything else?
Some greens.
What do you think I am? A juggler?
Stunning. Inspirational. Would you look at the brushstrokes on it?
I think the reason I see comedy in everything is because I was surrounded by it growing up. That's good.
You wouldn't know we're 105.
You're 105.
Do you know what? There's only one word for that. Absolutely cracker.
Hi, how are you? In Ireland, one of the greatest compliments you can give someone is to describe them as a character.
If you find any pearls, give them to me, okay?
Come on, Slowco! Come on, I'm coming! You couldn't run the leg to yourself!
Because as every writer knows, it's the characters you remember long after you've forgotten the story.
Fill your heart with Ireland. Discover more at ireland.com.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
The Warrington Irish Club, a friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports are shown on big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and Crown Green bowling teams along with arts and craft. Pop in for a friendly welcome and book your event at the Warrington Irish Club.
Get ready for the Costa del Dance 2025. Join us in beautiful Torremolinos, Spain at the 4-star Hotel Don Pedro from the 21st of April to the 1st of May 2025. As featured on national and international TV, this is the biggest and best social and set dancing festival in Spain, with 10 nights and days of pure enjoyment. You'll be dancing with top-class entertainment from Ireland and the UK, with a massive discount for anyone booking before November 30th. So don't miss out. Book now with Jerry Flynn Events.
Hello and welcome to the Irish in the UK. Coming up on the show this week, we'll be bringing you great celebrations from the Corby Irish Centre in Northamptonshire as they celebrate 50 years of the centre. But first, we're off to the Irish Embassy in London. The ESP funding is vitally important for our community groups up and down the country. Without this funding, our community groups would not be able to provide the wonderful service to our Irish community week in and week out. We went along to meet Minister Seán Fleming, the Minister of State and Diaspora, as he announces the new funding for this current year.
First of all, I will thank everybody for coming along, and I thank the team here in the embassy, and also I see Sarah Mangan from our Consul General in Manchester here, but most importantly I just want to thank Minister Fleming. Minister Fleming is one of the greatest ministers who ever worked in Ireland. He comes from the greatest county in Ireland, the county of Laois, a county into which I am married. Minister Fleming has joined us today. As you know, he's in charge of Diaspora and International Development Affairs in the Department of Foreign Affairs, and he is our guest of honour, and I'm genuinely delighted that he's here. So, Minister Fleming, please.
Thank you, Ambassador, for that great connection and our introduction and the connection to County Laois. So, in case you didn't hear him, I'm from County Laois. I've met his lovely wife and another neighbour from the village I live in, Castletown, Mr. Wheeler, and I know his family immediately. And you know what? No matter where I go in the world, you'll always find somebody who knows you. So Ireland is a small country.
Minister, of course, you're here specially to give money away today.
I am indeed, Martin, but it's value for money is what I say. Of course, we give grants to 113 organisations for the coming year for the Irish Diaspora, the Irish people living here in the UK, mainly London and England, but some in Scotland and some in Wales as well. So the most important reason I'm here is to say thanks to all the Irish people who work with the organisations here in the UK, working with Irish immigrants who have come here over many years. Great selection of people here, and really without those people helping the communities, our funding would mean nothing. So we're actually here to support them, and it's not just handing out. There's not a village or a town or a parish anywhere that doesn't know people who are living in England, and I think everybody in Ireland is always very supportive. They love to see you coming home, they love the great splash, and then when you're gone back they say, What I want to do now is, instead of us giving out a grant each year, I'm asking to change our system so we can give approval for a grant over 3 years. So that allows the Irish organisations here to hire staff and say to them, you will have 3 years to develop a programme rather than it's a 1-year programme, because staff mightn't stay in a job if they know it's only for a year. And it'll make it easier for the organisation, only having to put in a big application once every 3 years, and it makes it easier for us in Dublin. We have less application to go through every year.
Ambassador, my goodness, you've got a full house here today at the embassy.
We have the fullest of full houses here, Martin. Yeah, there's 111 organisations, and I say there's 130, 140 people in that room now, all enjoying themselves and also recognising all the work that everybody does for the community here. And we're very proud to have everyone here because we really, really value what all the Irish organisations do here in Britain.
And it's absolutely fantastic because, you know, the people have made a great effort in coming from all parts of the country today, and I know a lot of people have travelled a long distance.
They have. There are people from around London, but there's people from the north of England, there's people here from Scotland, there's a woman here from Jersey, there's people from Wales, all over Britain, and it's just wonderful they can come down, and we're really glad to have them here.
We were talking to quite a few people here today that's been funded by the Immigrant Support Programme, and they were saying how important it is to them to keep the Irish community connected and going.
That's absolutely right. I mean, people are volunteers in the main. Some people work full-time or part-time in these organisations, but it's a hell of a lot of work to run an organisation, small or a big organisation in the community, and people do need funding, and we're really, really glad to be able to make our contribution to the funding to keep people going, along with all the other voluntary work and the other fundraising that they do.
I've come from the Birmingham Irish Association. I've only joined the association back in June. I'm a third generation Irish person, so my great-grandparents were from Ireland. And I'm very honoured to be here today. It's a real privilege to be with other people who are also supported by the Irish government. We offer a wide range of services for the Irish community in Birmingham, ranging from sort of the older community down through to younger children in primary schools, and so that funding is hugely important so that we can continue to offer those services. My role is a children's emotional support worker, so I work in 2 primary schools, and I work with students on either a one-to-one or a small group sort of setting, looking at self-esteem, resilience. I might support if they've had a bereavement in the family or they're suffering from anxiety and they just need that extra kind of helping hand that perhaps the class teacher can't offer them at that time. There's a huge range of reasons as to why our children and the young generation are really struggling at the moment. So I think by stepping in at a primary level, just offering that support and the interventions just to support the self-esteem and resilience, hopefully they can go on through their teenage years and their adulthood, feeling good about themselves and being able to be resilient and to tackle whatever life throws at them.
Damien, tell me a little bit about the Elderly Irish Advice Network.
It was set up 30 years ago by a group of older Irish ladies after 3 older Irish men died separately in Camden, and they died alone in bedsits, kind of disconnected from the family back home in Ireland. We do the advice service, which includes housing, pensions, Irish pensions, British pensions, and benefits. One of the benefits that we push on older people, they're not necessarily aware of it, is a benefit called attendance allowance, which can be just under £500 a month. And it's not means tested, and it's a lifeline for people that helps them heat their home during the winter, be able to go out for a meal. So it's something, that we continue to do. The second part of what we do is our cultural service. The Irish population, especially in London, is aging. They come over in the 50s and 60s, and cultural activities are great for well-being. They're great for people, to combat isolation, poverty, build friendships, and empower them, to make friends and keep active. And that's something that we're promoting all the time. And simple things that people might take for granted. An older person wanting to go back home to Ireland, trying to navigate to book a flight with Ryanair, or Aer Lingus, they don't use the internet, a lot of them, and simple things like that goes a long way. So without the funding from the Emigrant Support Programme, we cannot help the people who need it.
The London Irish Pensioners Choir is wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and I love it. It was formed 20 years ago by Sally Mulready, and we've got about 30 people in it now, and it's absolutely wonderful, and it's so joyous, and everybody loves it, and we have great crack.
How important is the funding for you from the Irish government?
It's absolutely critical. We really do need some funding, because we can do lots of things with it. There's a lot of us live alone, and especially the men, when their wife passes, the men are very, very lonely, and it's somewhere for them to come. And we all get together and sing, and it's lovely. And I wanted to continue.
We are performing on the Crown Morden Hotel on Monday, and over the Christmas we'll be performing in a lot of places. So it's great for the old people. It gets them out. Some of them are 84, and they're still going strong. It's beautiful to see them.
And I know that you were across to Ireland and you actually performed on RTE TV.
We did, and I'll never forget it. It was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful, and I'll never forget it. It was the best day of my life. And it was a lovely, lovely time. And the people that were on singing before us, we were the last on. And we got a standing ovation, and as we were coming off, the people that were singing on before us were absolutely crying. They really loved us. We were wonderful.
Minister, of course, it's coming up to a very busy time for you now, and we all know the election is just around the corner, so I suppose you're going to be back home now and getting yourself sorted out and getting ready.
Absolutely. We think it's going to be the end of November. It's not officially announced, so I'm only giving my own best judgment, but it's not official yet. So I will say I'll have to be excused from visits abroad and Irish centres in England for the next 6 weeks or so. And whoever is in my job after the next general election, I hope to continue the great work and the cooperation between the Irish groups here in the UK and the Department of Foreign Affairs in Dublin. Whether it's me or somebody else, the foundation is great, and we want it to develop into the future.
Now I've got a question for you, Ambassador. Of course you're a great Dublin man, and we've got Minister Fleming from Laois. How have you got on?
I'm married to a Laois woman, so I support Laois in all matters that are important, except Gaelic football.
Ambassador, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Martin.
And finally, I want to thank you, because where would we be without your Irish in the UK TV station? Because it's very important that people can see TV. Lots of older people, they're not all on the iPhones and iPads and Instagram, but everybody gets what the television is. And you're part of that process, keeping everybody in touch. And thank you for all the service you provide.
As we just heard there, funding for our community groups is vitally important here in the UK, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Irish government for the great support that they've given to all the community groups here in the UK. We'll take a little break and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, Lolivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
To me, Irish people are the funniest in the world. They just are.
Oh, this looks amazing.
I just love any food that comes with its own home.
Everyone's a comedian.
Anything else?
Some greens.
What do you think I am? A juggler?
Stunning. Inspirational. Would you look at the brushstrokes on it?
I think the reason I see comedy in everything is because I was surrounded by it growing up.
That's good. You wouldn't know we're 105.
You're 105. Do you know what? There's only one word for that. Absolutely cracker.
Hi, how are you? In Ireland, one of the greatest compliments you can give someone is to describe them as a character.
If you find any pearls, give them to me, okay?
Come on, Slowcoat. Come on, I'm coming. You couldn't run a leg to yourself.
Because as every writer knows, it's the characters you remember long after you've forgotten the story.
Fill your heart with Ireland. Discover more at Ireland.com.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
The Warrington Irish Club, a friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports are shown on big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and crown green bowling teams along with arts and craft. Pop in for a friendly welcome and book your event at the Warrington Irish Club.
Get ready for the Costa del Dance 2025. Join us in beautiful Torremolinos, Spain at the 4-star Hotel Don Pedro from the 21st of April to the 1st of May 2025. As featured on national and international TV, this is the biggest and best social and set dancing festival in Spain, with 10 nights and days of pure enjoyment. You'll be dancing with top-class entertainment from Ireland and the UK, with a massive discount for anyone booking before November 30th. So don't miss out. Book now with Jerry Flynn Events.
Welcome back. Now we're off to the Corby Irish Center in Northamptonshire as they celebrate 50 years of the centre. We'll be meeting some of the founding members and finding out how it all began.
And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. Well, I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
Let us raise our glasses to the Corby Irish Centre, its past, its present, its future, and here's to another 50 years of friendship, community and celebration.
Frank, tell me how the Corby Centre, how it all began.
Well, it all began many years before the 50 years, in the mid-60s. There was a lot of Irish in Corby then. The steelworks employed a lot, and there was a firm called Shanks McEwen's who employed a lot of Irish people. And we were meeting every weekend, having a drink around the pubs and one thing and another. And we decided we'd get together and form the Corby Irish Association. And we used to meet in one of the pubs up in the town there. We used to pay a shilling. And we started gathering some money up, running dances in the Catholic Club in Occupation Road. And we eventually got quite a bit of money, and we started approaching breweries. Would they be interested? A lot of them says no straight away. And one brewery seen how much money we had and said, okay, we'll take a chance. and that was Mitchell and Butler's. It's Cars now.
The people who were supporting us, all we could give them was a promise that it was going to happen. And at times, sometimes to be quite honest, it looked that maybe it might not happen because you had to convince the brewery that we were going to be a good customer, and also the local development corporation that they would give us a site for the said club.
And looking around the room here, of course, it's filled with history because you've got so many photographs of the day that you cut the first sod to get the building going.
On that lovely October day, it was a nicer day and evening than it was.
Well, it is tonight anyway.
Yeah. The sun was shining.
Tipping the rain out there now. We come on the committee, and Ian was the second chairman of the club. I became secretary, and then I went behind the bar for 7 or 8 years, I think.
He's done it all.
And then we left in '89, and I came back to help the committee out as just a committee man, and finished up as treasurer and then chairman.
Her eyes, they shone like diamonds when you think she was queen of them, and her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're all very proud to be here tonight to celebrate the 50 years. I'm sure your mums and dads who helped us over the years and supported us are probably looking down at us and saying, well, they're having a good night tonight.
Hello, everybody.
First of all, congratulations on 50 years. That's a long, long time, that is. As Frank said, I had our Irish Association before that, and that was started off in a labour club. Even before we had a club like this, Laurie Montgomery was the first chairman at the Corby Irish Association. Peter Lynch, who had a lot to do with he was in the Irish Federation, and also he was the chairman of the Irish Federation, Peter Lynch, and Peter had a lot to do here with the committee and everything else. Congratulations on 50 years. Let's hope we have another 50 years.
We weren't too experienced in run bar, and trying to get it became clear on the late on the Friday afternoon that we were going to have to get changed. And lucky enough, there was a local taxi driver, Flanagan's, they were at Limerick or Clare, very helpful people. And I went up with £200 to get some change, and he said, oh no, I'll give you £600. I have £600. He said, you'll find you'll use it all over the weekend. And he said, don't worry about coming back. I said, I'll bring it up. No, he said, leave it until the middle of the week when you have time to draw your breath. And we did. And it shows that was the sort of support we had.
I'm the current chairwoman. I've been doing that job for about 2 years now. So during the week we have quite a few groups going on. So we have exercise classes during the day. We have the low-cost kitchen, which was every Tuesday. I think it's just moved to once a month at the minute, which helps provide the children in the local area with free school meals in the holiday time. We have the Young at Hearts on a Wednesday, and that's all like Irish and traditional, and they do bingo and raffles and games. And then we have weekends, we have music and quizzes over the Saturday, Sunday. We've just had a big refurb done in the hall, which was done in January. I believe the bar was only done about 5 or 6 years ago, and then the lounge has also had a bit of a refit over the last few years as well.
For St Patrick's Night and Boxing Night, or St Stephen's Night as we all know it from Ireland, we used to often have show bands from Ireland, and we used to hire the local civic centre here, and we'd have Irish dancing and good show bands from Ireland, well-known ones, and we used to get great crowds, and they boosted the old bank balance quite well on them occasions. When the club opened, all of us were used to going to social clubs in the town, so we had friends, various friends who wouldn't necessarily be Irish. So any of those people wanted membership here. We had an honorary membership card, which they were entitled to have. So that was very helpful, because we were able to entertain our friends here, where they had been entertaining us for years beforehand in their social clubs.
You two guys, and of course the rest of your committee, and we know that a lot of them have sadly passed away. You must take great pride and credit in what you've achieved here. You've got such a beautiful club now. It's a big club now, and you've got a lot of ways of entertaining people now.
Yes.
We hire the club out for parties and weddings, funerals, charity funding, all that sort of thing. And we have a chap, Corby Radio, he runs about 4 or 5 soul nights a year, and he just fills it all. Yeah. You know, it's going very well. I still run a little bit of music every first Sunday of the month for our age group, and we still get live music, one-man band very often, sometimes 2, and we only charge them £5 to come in, and we put a little bit of Buffy on for that, and run the raffle, and it's picking up again.
Both of you must look back and think, my goodness, what have we achieved here?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Because it stands in its own ground, and we have a half an acre below that goes down to the main road there, and that's all our ground. We own all that now, so we're very happy to have that. And we are very pleased and proud to be here tonight, that we managed to do it, and that it's unfortunate there's only a few of us about now that's still alive, and the rest sadly have passed on. But those people worked very hard, and even people who weren't on the committee gave us great help as well.
I don't think we thought we'd see 50 years in, did you?
No, we didn't. It's a local landmark. You could say we're part of the community now. I suppose after 50 or 60 years, it'd be hardly difficult to say anything else.
Lovely to meet you, and congratulations on everything you've done.
And thank you for coming. We appreciate that.
I have fallen for another, she can make her own way home.
What a great night of celebration. They've got a wonderful team of people there working so hard to keep the Corby Irish Centre going. And well done to you all, and we hope it won't be too long until we visit you again. Now we'll be back with some more stories from around the UK next week. Until then, see you next time.